All right, Whit. Season is underway. First game in the books. The Eagles beat the Cowboys. What'd you think?
Well, I mean, if football is back, baby, if there's no better way to say football is back, we got spit flying. We got ejections before we have our first play. We have lightning. Michael Jordan's in the house. I mean, and then, you know, even better than that, Fitz, Uncrustables at halftime. You've talked about your love for Uncrustables. The Uncrustables got broke out during the delay. I mean, is there any better way to celebrate football being back? Come on.
Well, and I say, dude, Dak was skinny. Like, they could say whatever they want about Dak, saying, oh, the weight is in different places. Dak is 15 pounds lighter.
Oh,
he looks awesome.
Question. He looks good.
Here we go is still a thing, which I was happy about. I'm glad that didn't go by the wayside. Me and you were texting during the first half, and it was like, does anybody blitz anymore? Like, what is happening? And the notes I was writing down in the first half, it's like, Eberflus and the Cowboys, they're going to have to find their identity on defense. But then, not coming out of the half, but maybe after that lightning delay, they started blitzing. They started bringing guys after Jalen Hurts, and look what happened. It changed the identity of their defense and the way that they were playing. It was a frustrating first half to watch, though, because even though there was points put up, they were all methodical drives. We had the one long pass to Dotson, but both defenses were just passive. They were sitting back, and it was just, first down after first down after first down, which led to touchdowns. It was good to see the defensive effort and the pressures pick up in the second half.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, obviously a frustrating first half there. I think probably for an Eagles fan, your best player on defense gets ejected before you even have your first snap. And then all of a sudden it looks like, the Cowboys are going to start putting up a ton of points in this game. And we joked like maybe this would be a score fest, but that's what it looked like it was going to be after the first, 30 minutes of the game, the way the Cowboys were able to move the ball. But I thought, just some things, obviously, you get up and down on Jalen Hurts. It's like there's times in the game where you're like, hey, man, I just feel like there's more there than what he does with the football. But he takes care of it. You got to give him credit. Here's what he does. He takes care of the football, and he uses his legs to continue to extend plays. And when you're playing a team that doesn't have a dominant pass rusher, and you can continue to rush for, and he's going to get away from it, he's going to kill you. But I did think it was crazy. I saw this was his first scramble touchdown since 2023. All of his touchdowns last year were on rushing plays. First time he scrambled for a touchdown since 2023. But man, that's what it looked like early in the game. It's like, Cowboys, you're going to have to do something else than rush for, because you're playing with some young rushers. They're getting out of their lanes, and this guy's killing you every single time you think you got guys covered on the back end.
Yeah, when you play a guy like Jalen Hurts, that's what you're going to hear all week as a defensive line, as a defense in general, is rush lane integrity.
Yep.
Rush lane
Keep him
integrity.
in the pocket.
And they couldn't do it. And it's harder said than done, because even when they were bringing pressure in the second half, he's a tough sucker to bring down, man.
I almost texted Sherm. I said, hey, can you tell me what are DBs supposed to do? Because we're taking angles. We're completely whiffing on the quarterback, and you're coming free. We got to have a better plan to get this guy on the ground.
Yeah, but Diggs is still a receiver at heart, man. He's not making many tackles out there. But he's such a tough guy to bring down. I think two things, if I'm Eagles fans, that I wanted to see in this game. One was Kevin Patullo, new offensive coordinator. He's been around Jalen the last few years. He's been around Sirianni the last few years. How did he do? Well, they come out of the gates and they score 3 touchdowns on the first 3 possessions. I think he passes there. But then it's the talk throughout the game of, all right, but A.J. Brown doesn't have not even just a reception. Like, A.J. Brown hasn't been targeted. And so when you sit and you look at the stats, think, okay, Jalen Hurts threw 23 passes, but he had 14 rushing attempts. So 14 rushing attempts. I'm remembering 2 tush pushes. Is that right? Was there more than 2, or was it just the 2?
Yeah, then you look at just air yards alone. Dak 10.2, Jalen Hurts 4.5. That was his air yards in the game, right?
Yeah, and the 151 yarder to Dotson, right? And if you took that one out, oh my gosh, there was nothing. But that means that Jalen, there were 35 pass plays that were called probably, and he ended up tucking and running on 12 of them. And so you just sit and, we have to watch the all 22 and see the routes, and if AJ was open, if he was the primary guy in a route. But, he's had some big years with Jalen Hurts too. So hopefully this is an anomaly. It's one game, and they have a great relationship. So just trying to, as a coordinator now, a new coordinator in Kevin Patullo, keeping your personalities happy. That's a big thing, and managing that throughout the week. And that will be something that's interesting. Devontae Smith, same thing. I mean, he had a couple catches in the game, but nothing to write home about. So yes, they won, but was it the performance that the receivers wanted to have? Probably not. And then CD Lamb, man, on the other side with a couple big drops at the end was tough to see too. He had a good game, but tough to see those drops.
Yeah, tough to see the drops. Kind of when those moments, to Jerry's point, when he traded Micah, as they already had a ton of money invested in a couple players on their team that they thought were going to lead this team. And for one of your guys like him, CD Lamb, to be somebody you've put a lot of money in and you're expecting this is the guy in the biggest moments, we want to play his biggest. Wasn't able to make the catch. It's early in the year. It's week 1. I'm not saying this is CD Lamb's season, but I'm sure this is a moment he will not forget for this year. And I'm sure next week he will be out to prove it's a much a different story because he's a heck of a football player. But I also think you look at it, Fitz. I mean, there's no such thing as like, hey, we didn't win, but we won. But you look at the way the Cowboys play defense, I think pretty impressive by Eberflus and his group in the sense of how they stopped the run really in the second half, the way they responded after the delay. I thought they played tough and they looked like a group that everyone thought coming to this game, they're going to get thrown around and the Eagles are just going to march up and down the field on them. I mean, if you really take away that ability, if they'd have done a better job of keeping Jalen Hurts in the pocket in the first half, they really didn't have that bad of a game defensively to what people expected. I thought they really competed hard. They played their butts off. And right there in the game, I mean, they got off the grass a couple times and gave the Cowboys a chance. All you want when you're paying a guy 50, 60 million to play the quarterback position, give him one more chance to go win us a game. They gave him 2.
Yeah.
Right. And so they gave him 2 chances, ball in your hand, take us down, go win the game. I mean, defensively for the Cowboys, it wasn't going to be pretty all year, but you give your quarterback, that's the guy, twice in the second half, a chance to go win the game at the end of the game for you. I think you got to feel pretty good about their effort on that side of the football. And for the Eagles, I was happy to see that Patullo knew one thing. After the bye last year, that offensive line wanted under center runs. They came out at the beginning of this game. He was like, hey, boys, I didn't forget that conversation. And while we started going to Super Bowls, we changed our identity. That's what we were going to be about. They come out in the first couple drives of the game, under center, running the football. That's a good sign because this Eagles team, the talent they have and the guys they have, they're going to be tough to stop all year long.
Yeah, and one more note on the Cowboys in watching the game. Every time it was one-on-one coverage, single high, man-to-man underneath, Dak's eyes were on CD Lamb. And that completely get it. That's his guy. That's the bread and butter. I think as the season goes along, he had the one PI deep to Pickens. He had another one deep that did end up getting caught in the end zone. But I think as the season goes along, he's going to figure that out and get a little more comfortable with George Pickens as well. And that's going to be really big for the offense. But CeeDee Lamb is an elite receiver, and you hate to see what happened, especially on that post. I mean, Dak put it right in the breadbasket, and he dropped it.
Oof, that was a beautiful ball. I thought that was impressive by Dak, Fitz. I thought, like, just his aggressiveness. All game long, I thought Dak, man, that dude was like, I'm trying to win this game. Like, I don't give a crap about the stats. I'm trying to win the damn game.
It was a good reminder, right, that 2 years ago, this is the guy that was a runner-up in the MVP race. Like, Dak is a great player. He's in year 10. He has weapons around him. They've really put the resources in the offensive line. This is going to be a tough offense to contend with all season long. I think a lot of the question marks are on defense. And like you said, I mean, the good response in the second half by Eberflus and the guys. But Dallas is going to be tough this year, and it's because of the ability to put points on the board. And Javonte Williams, he did a fine job.
Something they missed big time last year, that physical back style.
And so he's going to be a guy this year too, and hopefully a couple years removed from the ACL injury, he's going to be a dude. So I'm excited for the Cowboys this year, especially to see what they're going to do on offense.
Well, listen, the bottom line is night one is over, but guess what? Thursday nights are ours now, Fitz. Get these people off. It's now. It's our time, baby. NFL on Prime. The rest of Thursday nights, it's about us, baby. Let's go. I can't wait, man. Look forward to seeing you next week in Green Bay. It's going to be a good time, buddy.